story, South Africa's roads have become a battleground for truckers and freight companies alike. And our drivers across the country are living in fear, not knowing whether they may be the next victim. In the truck attacks rocking parts of KZN and Mpumalanga, eNCA's senior reporter Siphamandla Goge is following up the developments on the story. Sipa, thank you so much for joining us and good afternoon to you. Of course, we've heard now that there is at least 12 people of interest that have been apprehended. What else do you have for us?
Well, indeed, police have confirmed that they are pursuing a number of persons of interest, and if we bring it down to KwaZulu-Natal, which is regarded as one of the high-risk areas in terms of touching of the trucks, there are 9 persons of interest in this province that law enforcement agencies are pursuing. That was confirmed by the Premier of the province, Nomusa Dube, yesterday when she had a media briefing, whereby she also revealed what I consider to be shocking and embarrassing, that about 107 criminal cases related to the touching of the trucks since 2018 are being investigated, but there is not much to report on in terms of any arrests and successful prosecutions. As a result, the Premier of KwaZulu-Natal is calling on the establishment of special courts to deal with the issue or cases of touching of the trucks. She says that will speed up the process of investigations and prosecutions, because according to her, the worry is that many people will lose faith in the country's law enforcement authorities and justice system if there are no successful prosecutions and convictions of those who are alleged to be involved in the touching of the trucks. I remember during the July unrest, I personally covered the touching of the trucks in Moy Plaza in Moy River, whereby 27 trucks in total were touched. And since then, no one has been arrested for that particular incident. And Nomusa Dube, who's the Premier of KwaZulu-Natal, saying, well, more needs to be done to ensure that this is dealt with decisively. But how is the situation in the province currently? There appears to be peace, calm and stability. That is simply because there is a visible deployment of soldiers on the strategic routes, particularly the N3, which is the highway. Bongamkize will show you the free movement of trucks and other road users here. Everything appears to be normal. Road users are comfortable on the road simply because there are soldiers between Durban. When you reach Marian Hill Toll Plaza and you proceed to Moy River, where there is Moy Plaza, that's where you get to see that there are soldiers and police officers as well as traffic law enforcement officers are out in full force to ensure that they take care of the situation on the roads. I can tell you that currently that alert, the security alert, remains high following the touching of those trucks in 3 various provinces, that being Mpumalanga, KwaZulu-Natal and Limpopo. So those who are in the security forces or industry were worried that this could spill over to other provinces and they may not be able to contain it. However, it does put some strain on the already stretched resources, because if you are going to deploy more police officers and more soldiers, even though some arrangements may have been made for that, but remember, you need to beef up human resources and personnel, and also there are financial costs and implications. But at the end of the day, deploying soldiers, police and traffic officers is a short-term solution. What is the long-term solution in dealing with what has been termed the economic sabotage?
So, Amanda, earlier in the week, we also spoke to the Truckers Alliance, saying that the profile of the syndicate or the perpetrators is pretty much known. This is not the first time that we've heard of the spate of attack on truckers. The only other problem is the implementation. Over and above that, these clandestine operations typically happen when nobody's watching. When it's dark and visibility is low, that's when the truckers are at their most vulnerable. So how long or how visible is the SANDF, particularly throughout the night?
They are visible throughout the night because they take turns. They've got shifts. They come in now and again and patrol. Even during the day, they are visible. But they will not be permanently stationed on the highways. That will not happen because, number one, that is not their mandate. Yes, indeed, they do get deployed to support the police in fighting crime, because what is happening is just pure criminality, which is well coordinated, by the way. So you need to bring on board a number of institutions here in dealing with this anarchy and this criminality. First of all, the intelligence services need to pick up information that there is something that is being planned. Nobody wakes up one day and decides that today I'm going to burn a truck. They plan it, they coordinate it. The likelihood is that they work as a group. They are more than 3. If there are more than one person dealing with something, surely somewhere, somehow, intelligence services ought to pick up that information. They pass it on to the police. The police are able to prevent that from happening. Yesterday, or 2 days ago rather, I interviewed some of the truck drivers in Moy Plaza. They were driving from Durban to Johannesburg, but they had to park at a truck stop in Moy River to sleep because they are scared of driving at night. Now, there are implications for that. Those who employ them, they lose out on business and productivity. Hours that they have to spend. Once they reach 5 o'clock, then they have to park and sleep over, drive back, or rather continue with their journeys the following morning. That tells you that how serious the situation is, because they fear for their lives. So it will take a lot of efforts from the law enforcement agencies to prevent such acts from happening, so that everyone in South Africa will feel safe.
Thank you so much. Indeed, that is eNCA senior reporter Siphamandla Goge out in KwaZulu-Natal, giving us an update of 9 suspects or people or persons of interest that have been apprehended so far. We know that from Police Minister Bheki Cele, 12 suspects are being investigated. Now,